All right, let's get right into it. So, we're looking at a document all about the European Union's design strategy. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? But, as I was digging through the source material for this explainer, I stumbled upon a puzzle, something that at first glance makes absolutely no sense at all.
This, a bright blue, very, very American Chevrolet pickup truck. Now, what in the world is a Chevy doing buried inside a formal paper about European design policy? It's a real head scratcher, and that's exactly what we're going to solve today.
And this just makes the puzzle even better. The official title, when you translate it, is The Design of the European Union: Current Situation, Importance in the Industrial Sector, and Community Policies. We're talking about a serious document focused on industry, on policy. So the question just hangs there. Why the American truck?
To crack this case, we've first got to understand why the EU is so invested in design to begin with. The document itself gives us a couple of really big clues, so let's start with the first one.
Our first clue is just one word: Italy. Now, in the design world, that name is huge. It's not just a place on a map. It's a global brand that immediately makes you think of high fashion, luxury cars, incredible furniture. This tells you right away that for the EU, design isn't just about making things look pretty. It's about a deep, powerful heritage of global leadership.
And here's our second clue, and this one really changes the game. Industry. This word completely reframes the whole conversation. It's telling us we're not just talking about art or culture anymore. No, for the European Union, design is a serious economic engine. It's a strategic asset that drives jobs, exports, and innovation. And when you slam those two powerful ideas together, the legacy of Italy and the power of industry, you get this. Entire sectors where design isn't just some final touch, it's the core competitive advantage. I mean, from massive car companies to legendary fashion houses, European design fuels these huge global industries. The takeaway here is simple. Great design means big business.
Okay, so if design is this multi-billion-euro industrial powerhouse, how does an institution like the European Union, with 27 different member states, actually manage and protect it? How in the world do you build a system for something as messy and creative as design? I mean, that's the fundamental challenge, right? You've got all this amazing creative energy, but if you want to compete as a single economic bloc, you need rules, you need efficiency, a unified game plan. So how do you do that without killing the very creativity you're trying to support?
Well, the EU's answer is actually pretty fascinating. They basically treat it like a logistics problem. They come at it with a system, one that's as clean and standardized as a barcode. The idea is to create a simple, efficient framework that can handle the beautiful chaos of creative design. And that system has a name: the Community Design. It's actually a really brilliant piece of policy. At its core, it's an intellectual property right that says if you register your design in one EU country, boom, it's protected across all 27. It's like a master key that unlocks the entire market. And this is the real power of that barcode-style thinking. It just simplifies the whole shebang. One piece of paperwork, one massive market to sell to, and one clear set of rules for everyone. It just cuts out all the red tape and makes it way easier for designers and businesses to protect their stuff and compete globally.
All right, so now we have the context. We know design is a huge strategic industry for the EU, and we know they have this really clever system to manage it all. So let's circle back to our original mystery. Let's figure this out. The Chevy SSR. Now that we know, what are the real strategic reasons for this truck to be in a European policy paper? We can't just guess, right? We have to think like a strategist. So let's walk through a few possible theories here. Could it be a kind of warning, a symbol of the competition, or maybe it's just a great example of a global trend that Europe needed to pay attention to? Let's explore these ideas. So theory number one, the truck is the competition. It represents a totally different design philosophy, right? The American way. It's bold, it's nostalgic, it's powerful. And in any strategic document, you have to study your rivals. This truck could literally just be a visual benchmark, a reminder of the major players the EU's industries are squaring off against on the world stage.
Okay, theory number two. It's about a global trend. The SSR is a perfect example of what people call retrofuturism, that blend of old school cool with modern tech. And that style isn't just American, it was a worldwide thing. So putting it in the paper could be a way of saying, hey, EU designers and policymakers, you can't live in a bubble. You have to understand what's happening out there. But here's the real answer to our puzzle. It's not about whether Theory 1 or Theory 2 is right. The specific why actually matters less than the thinking behind it. The very fact that this truck is in there shows that the people shaping EU policy are looking outward. They're analyzing their competition, and they're tracking global trends. The truck is a symbol of a global mindset.
So, after solving the mystery of the American truck, what's the big picture? What does this whole thing really tell us about design and its role in the world today?
The biggest takeaway is this. Design is not a soft skill. It's not just about aesthetics. The way the EU sees it, design is a hard-edged, super important tool. It's a key part of industrial strategy, economic competition, and global policy. And that's why it matters so much.
And that leaves us with one final thing to chew on. You know, if a retro American truck was a message about competition and trends back then, what object or what style is sending the next big message in global design today? And more importantly, who's paying attention?